Otherwise, why would we have it in our inventory? Testimony. So, recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zhengfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 AM, you know. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. Oh dear. I pressed the speed up button. By accident. Whoopsie! Right, saving, because it takes forever. As per always. Here we go. The lower deck cargo hold. Oh, they're not showing up. Oh no, some of them do. But they're solid. Oh, they look weird. Miss Meal. Miss Meal. Huh? Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zhengfa? Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zhengfa. Oh? Miss Cammy Meal. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did. No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well. Miss Meal, if you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we were to land at 3 AM and 6 AM when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. Oh, yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. And from 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Wait. She said she was in the same... Really? How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up. She fell asleep again. Looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Wait, can I press on the ones where she falls asleep? Or where she's asleep? So, press that. I'm just curious. Miss Meal, wake up! I'm awake, I'm awake. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this flight attendant this instant. Why ask me to wake her when you can finally put that whip to an appropriate use? I don't want to, like, actually object anything. Oh, where was it? 5:40. From 5 to 6, she was not in the thing. Yeah. I still want to press everything, though. If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class and the lounge. Between the hours of 3 and 4 AM. Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda. Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time? Eating and then having a most delicious dream. You mean you were neglecting your duties? No way! Sleeping's part of our job too, you know. I want to just keep pressing these ones because they're the best. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up! I'm awake, I'm awake. What did you with me for, sir? Oh, what did I miss? A poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead. Really? Huh, sorry about that. You can make amends for that by continuing with your testimony. Oh boy. Right, well I can object to this. All by my lonesome self. Bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah, bitch. I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal. Huh? A receipt? For what? It's for the suitcase Mr. Nero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says at 5:40 AM. Mr. Nero. Yes? Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now. I requested that she be present as a witness, so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Mr. Nero, between the hours of 5 and 6 AM, you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct? Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the attendant's room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Meal there at that time? No. So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6? Miss Cammy Meal. The bathroom? I'll be the one to ask the questions here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Niche calls, you know. You take me for a fool. That's a little too convenient to be true. No, but it's the truth, cross my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? Oh, right, again. Her eyes are so dead. She just really, has super dead eyes. Reason for suspicion. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you'd think, then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard, and the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. Please leave Mr. Nero out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now. I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda. Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I? Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of like... I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design. Yes, she has feelings for Edgeworth. Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Right, okay. Because I'm one of the crew. No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. Your statements regarding Mr. Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies. But say I wasn't an attendant, you wouldn't suspect me then, would you? Yes, I suppose that's true enough. She's already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten? Oh, yeah, I guess I just forgot. Cammy, don't tell me you suspect me too. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. Can't believe you would think that. I mean, me, a killer? Miss Meal, what did you mean just now by no one else who could have done it? Yeah. And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal? I take care of the attendance room. That doesn't count. Oh, but I spend so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Miss Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages. So she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Borginian. She is the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yeah, so I'm really good at Borginian. She's fluent in Borginian. And I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borginian. Yes, I take care of anything that has to do with Borginian. Very interesting. Yeah, such as the, what is it? The certificate that was forged. That makes her super suspicious. Right. Oh, there we are. All I'm in charge of are the attendance room and some Borginian stuff. Like this? So, your testimony— wait, that's wrong. Wake up, this is a very critical point we're discussing here. We seem to be in need of an alarm clock here. Yes, if you please. Sure, to wake the one who gave such a sleepy objection. Oh. Oh, really? All I'm in charge of are the attendance room and some Borginian stuff. I pressed fast forward. Okay. I did the statue instead of the certificate. Right, okay, that makes sense. I'm just an idiot. There we go, the music stopped, which means I got it right. So you're the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borginian. Is that correct? Yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Borginia for a while. She has a really long animation. If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? Oh! This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose. To lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Borginian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Aleph Red could not have occurred. Oh my god. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. Oh! Okay, she's a completely different person. She's also blowing bubbles. I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It is exactly as you say. Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling? No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There is no direct correlation, after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper. Really? All you did was sign it. I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So, sorry about that. Seems that she's finally woken up. This is gonna be one tough fight. Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that. If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Mel, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. Oh god. So perhaps there is some element of a setup at play in this case. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenero who is under their microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all the blame for the crime onto her, and this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Mr. Nero from the very beginning. Is it the suitcase? It's the only thing I could think of because it was used to move the body. Take that! The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcases. Or the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. there wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made you with whoever was at hand adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavour, wouldn't you agree? I can't read. Endeavour. Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? Huh? What special dictated where the murder took place? The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Mr. Nero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Mr. Nero or myself, but you, Miss Cammy Meal. Only you and you alone could be the killer. Now she's gone back to her usual self. And? Oh no. Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. It's true. I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And there isn't a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for. Or isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I can't quite fit into the big picture. Oh, the phone! I'd completely forgot about the phone. Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that I actually forgot that. I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not. But that's because it went missing, and still is. Missing? What do you mean by that? In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on. And that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me. That's right. But Agent Hicks' cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with them? Precisely, I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer. Come on, get serious. Huh? If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well? We won't know that unless we try a little experiment, will we? Francisco, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. Give it a ring. Agent Hicks' phone, it's ringing from somewhere, sir. God, I'm getting hung up on all sorts of words today. I hear it, detective. Now where is it coming from? Over here. Sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. We better hurry to the flight attendant's room, sir. Really? The ringing is coming from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. The ring is coming from in here, sir. What? No, it can't be. It's Rhoda's locker, I'm guessing. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Mr. Nero's. I knew it. What? It's framing. They're framing her. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone? I found it in the flight attendant's room. Mr. Nero's locker. Oh, in Mr. Nero's locker. What? But... Rhoda De Niro. I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me, it wasn't me. It's on camera, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda De Niro right away. Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss De Niro's locker at the same time. This is related to the keycard, alright. In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. Oh my god. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore. What should I do? Francisca's right, I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on it. Ooh. What now, Miles Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Oh my god, is that cracked? Oh no! The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. Yeah, the camera. It's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of his smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos just fine. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case. If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the phone's all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. I'll find a way, don't you worry about that. May I go back to sleep now? The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken for sure. Oh, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What? What do you mean by that, Francisca? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. His phone still rang when it called, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone. I love the music. It's just so good. Just get your phone if you please. Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now. Damn, that's a high-res photo. This is... Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hey, the Alfred's nowhere in this picture. But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right? She's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks's killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? I mean, I see a badge. No, like, I see that, but it also the fact that it says bedsheets. Trying to think. I can examine it. Boxes of bedsheets. These are still in the cargo hold. There's nothing unusual about them in particular, but I can't shake the feeling. If you're just playing around, mind if I go home? Yes, I mind. I need to focus on what's different now from back then. What's different now? I'm just like thinking, did I just examine somewhere else? boxes of bedsheets. These are still in the cargo hold. There's nothing unusual about them in particular, but I can't shake the feeling. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do. Because I can't deduce anything, can I? I keep pressing the speed up button. No, I can't do anything with that. I mean, there's these as well. What's all this? Oh, they are cargo shipped from Borginia to Zengfar. So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zengfar. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of the boxes is written in Borginian. It says it is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer... What is with that scary face? What for is that scary face? Miss Meal. Yes? It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is. Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. The Borginian cargo and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. Because it said it was a cloth, it could only be. And what is that supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zengfar had cloth written on it. In Borginian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right, the killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cammy Meal. Hold it. Huh, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Borginian. Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. What? There was no need for the killer to tear through through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, well then. Logically, the killer would have opened this box first. Bedsheets. Hey, it says bedsheets in English right on the box, sir. Precisely. And bedsheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say? So what are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bedsheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Borginian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that? Bum bum bum. The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Borginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different colour. Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zengfar. That's right. That is why the Borginian cloth was used. The only Borginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Cammy Meal, you and you alone. Wait, what the hell is that? Is that the bank? It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zengfar authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. Oh, I think it was just the teddy she was holding up. So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Zengfar? Oh god. Breakdown? Oh my god. No! So she's getting beaten up by the bulls. Bloody hell. Wow. He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here, he started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. So she pushed him. Oh my god. Aye. My godness. My godness. Goodness. Huh. Whoo, boy, we did it. I'm innocent. We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, Detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for certain, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. Looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Mr. Edgeworth. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that... Well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. But that's... hideous. I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. Remember, we here at iFly Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue, man, no matter where you go. Can we not just give that to Gumshoe? I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir, but boy was it fun. Speak for yourself, my day was filled with earthquakes, elevators and false charges. By the way, where's Franziska? Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure. Departure? Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir. Why, what are we doing? Hey, we're back at the same airport. Hope Springs. Franziska. I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatters. Or chatter. Not chatters. I have no intention of wasting your time, however, it has been a while since we last met. I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am? You are Franziska Von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing... is it P-Rot? Living her life on the name and fame of her invincible father built. True, your father Manfred Von Karma didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. What are you talking about? The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry, I can take care of myself. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there is another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent? He's a star among Interpol agents, and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows, you may even run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back, in full. And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for her whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I'm just happy to be able to work with you again. Ho-ho! I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. Just how much did you cut his salary by, Francisca? Detective, I'm wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. Finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are... have you forgotten my voice? Miles, my boy? Huh? Mr. Amano. Ernest Amano, correct? So you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son. He's been kidnapped. Oh. Oh boy. Is that? Yeah, that's the next episode. Ah! Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-ba-da-dum. A brand new episode has been added. The Kidnapped Turnabout. I do want to save. Okay, so... Ooh! Oh, nice. Oh god, the question, do I do it now, or do I save it for another session? I don't know. It's weird. This game seems to be not badly paced. It seems to be a lot shorter in some situations. I mean, I've just come off of the heels of Trials and Tribulations, so that could be why. I think I am actually going to just leave the start of this for next session, which will probably be fairly soon, considering I've only done an hour and 15 minutes of this, so it won't put it very far ahead of the schedule, so we'll see. Either way, that's going to be the end of this session. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, take care.